Well, hello, hello, hello. Welcome. We are here chilling at Muir Beach, just north of San Francisco. The lighting is quite amazing, yet a bit difficult, hard for the camera here. So, what are we going to talk about today? I would love to, I was just looking at this. Can I zoom in? I can't even zoom in. Life is so hard. My life is so hard I can't even zoom in. No, first world problems. There's a big boat out there. There's like a giant boat out there. And what I was thinking is, man, if I could just get myself to sit down and write an album. If I got on that boat, right? I'm chilling out on this like giant vessel in the middle of the ocean. What would it take for me to fulfill the goal of completing a record or writing a book or finishing something without distraction, right? So if I only brought my guitar, a pen, some paper, maybe a little, not even my phone or some sort of device to record something with, rather than have a bunch of different distractions like, oh man, maybe I'll read these 3 books, maybe I'll bring my computer and I could keep in touch with all my loved ones and go on Facebook and Instagram and all my social medias and post all these amazing photos of everything that I'm doing. Maybe, but I feel more accurately that we get distracted by these things time and time again out of the convenience of comfort, the convenience of so many things at our fingertips these days. And what I've noticed increasingly is that, especially out of the Bay Area, there's so many things at our fingertips. There's so many technological advances. There's so many apps. You don't even have to leave your house now to get food or get groceries. You can call a car to have it come pick you up and be delivered to a location that you've bought the ticket to, a venue for an event that you bought online, to meet up with these people you've never even spoken to in real person that you've been congregating with on a Facebook group. It's just like insane. There's so much happening, probably even more than I even know, right? There's the tech boom here is like coming up with all these new devices and apps and things. So that's just technology alone. I mean, I'm sure people got distracted before technology, but this has offered us a huge increase in the level of distractibility from our dreams, passions, and goals. So what is it that's going to take us to the next level and allow us to actually drop in, give us the time we deserve on a project so that we're not constantly dilly-dallying and taking breaks and short-circuiting our genius to actually finish the project, right? Now, you might have guessed this is something that I might deal with personally. I'm sure a lot of other people resonate with that as well. So what are we going to do to help each other and support each other so that we can actually get on with our dreams, create products and services, or finish the art and things that we really love and the things that we're passionate about, and share them with the world in an authentic and integrous way, right? It's like, man, if I was out on this boat right now, on this cruise ship, the only thing that could distract me is the incredible views, probably people. There's probably other people on the boat looking to talk and distract themselves. Hey, how's it going? Oh, and then you're getting caught up in conversation. So it's a bunch of people probably on that boat. Say it was an artist retreat. How many people do you think would be in there working on their art full on? Probably a few. But what about the people that feel like they're, they just don't have what it takes, so they're trying to distract themselves from confronting that fear, confronting that feeling of, oh man, I want to be a writer, I just don't feel like I'm good enough. I'm just going to go take a cigarette break. Cigarette break leads to, walking out on the balcony, taking a stroll up to the front of the boat, taking a look out at the views, talking to some people. Oh man, I'm getting hungry now, might as well grab a drink. It's like after a while, you've wasted the whole day and you haven't written a single word. So obviously this isn't a black and white situation, but this comes up time and time again for so many individuals, and we're constantly inundated with this stuff over and over and over again with social media. Hey, compare yourself to this other account. How many followers do you have? Is your content good enough? What about the actual feed? How does the feed look? You know, is all your posts consistent? You know, what kind of highlights on your, you know, photo reel and video reel on Facebook are going to make you appear a certain way to other individuals on Facebook, so that they can compare themselves to your life, so that you feel like you're actually worthy, right? So there's so many different things that are going to bring us to a state of depression, because that's how we're basically being trained through these technological social media interfaces. They've figured out, hey, if we get these red buttons, they click, they send you notifications and banners and all kinds of things, so you can get a dopamine hit. What happens if you don't get that dopamine hit? You're not going to feel as good. You're going to feel, hey, there's something wrong with me. How come everyone else is getting all these likes, follows, subs, and subscribes? Subs and subscribes, the same thing, Mark. You know what I'm saying? Basically, there's got to be something that we're actually after. So if you finish that book, if you finish that record, if you finish your art, if you finish your thesis, whatever you're working on, think about that feeling. It's like, damn, I just played that. I just slayed that whole thing. I'm done. I feel fulfilled. I feel amazing. I feel like I'm authentically expressing myself and gifting it to the world. There's a part of me that is now authentically expressed, right? Rather than me feeling like I'm dilly-dallying, I'm just kind of poking around on Facebook, doing random stuff, watching YouTube videos, trying to get inspired by other people, but then I end up getting sucked in watching, you know, 4 episodes of this, you know, person's vlog life, and then now I'm on Netflix because I can't concentrate because I've been spinning out all day, right? So it's like getting ourselves super undistracted with the deprogram, right? So it's like throwing yourself out on this boat without a damn thing. Would your life disintegrate? Would you die? What would happen? What's the worst thing that could happen if you were on this boat for, say, 3 weeks? 3 weeks on a boat with no personal belongings. What do you think would happen? I think this is why so many people end up with little hobbies, and I think we're increasingly at the risk of a generation, at the risk of sounding like an old person, of such technological inundation that we don't actually spend time on developing our gifts. You know, I've found that, and there are research and studies, there's research and studies that say basically silence and boredom is the key to creativity, and people are being robbed of that. Kids are being robbed of that. It's like, oh, hey, you're bored, here's an iPad, you know, here, play some crosswords and do this game. And in 1 year, you know, when you're 5, you can play this game where you shoot people and blow up stuff and, you know, fly in helicopters and become a world-class terrorist, you know, in a virtual realm. So it's like, what are we actually doing right now? Like, what are we spending our time doing, and what values and needs do we have that express the actual cultivation of our goals, dreams, and desires in our personal dharma, our personal life mission, right? And is the expression of that pushed onto the young ones coming up? Or is that going to be up for them to decide? Now, if it's up for them to decide, obviously there's billboards, there's social media, there's ads all over the place saying, hey, you need this, you're not good enough, you need another dopamine kick, don't you? Buy this thing. If you don't have this thing, you're going to need, you know, this many more followers and friends to actually make sure that you feel good enough. And I feel like the lack, you know, it's nature deficit disorder almost. It's the lack of nature, it's the lack of, and I'm not just talking about kids sounding like an old person. I feel like I'm a victim of this, and all my peers, you know, struggle with this as well. So it's like getting into nature, getting bored. How can I get myself bored, you know? I'm still in nature. But I don't do this that often. I would like to get out here more. And this is just such a gift, and I feel like I've been gifted this somehow synchronistically today, because I wanted to go out, I wanted it to be sunny, And then I picked up a task that brought me all the way out here into Muir Beach, and now I'm on the most beautiful views that I've ever, seen here in the Bay. So it's like, okay, this is supposed to happen. And I can just soak it in, love it up, and that's just gonna fill me up. I got my bare feet here. I'm just grounding. I'm grounded in the energies. My wrist is messed up. I've been trying to touch the earth with my wrist, get the inflammation out, getting some clear ideas. And I was looking out at that boat, and I felt inspired to share this with you. What if we were stuck on this boat? Stuck is kind of a funny word, but to the ego, it's like, damn, I'm stuck on this boat. I don't have any distractions, friends, things to distract myself with. Man, I guess I just really should get on with my mission now. It's like I almost crave that experience sometimes, and I don't wish it upon anyone or myself, knock on wood, but I feel like it would be amazing to somehow be on a deserted island. Not by myself. I'm not doing the castaway thing, but if I was on a deserted island, like Lost, sounds kind of crazy, like some weird fantasy, but like I feel like we would find ourselves way faster, and we would get so much deeper with each other. Like we would connect way more than be like in such a distracted environment where everyone's trying to prove themselves through a screen. And we would be able to cultivate the actual skills that bring good communication, survival skills, things that actually bring us closer to each other and to ourselves. I think that's really where it's at, and it's such an interesting thing to be able to, invite that into our daily life in some way or other. Whether that's, hey guys, I just booked a campsite, out of the city. Let's head up for the weekend. We'll just kind of get away from everything, and that's great. I think something like that would be just fantastic. But even then, it's also a distraction. Right? Unless you're like, all right, we're going to all camp out. We're going to do I'm going to work on my music. You guys work on like your acro yoga thing. You do this. Like, you could certainly organize it where we're actually getting things done. Not that it's about getting things done, but I want people to be on their mission. I want to be on my mission. And I want to offer what I have to the world. The world has nothing for me. I have something for the world. Just like it is for you. The world's got nothing for you, baby. You have a gift for the world. And that's truly how it is. That ain't some woo-woo BS. That is truly how it is, because within us is a gem that none of us, truly ever fully uncover, and it's like, wow, what if I spent the time uncovering this shiny object within me so I can shine like a beacon of light and attract those who are on a similar wavelength of mine, so that we can all get together, create something magical, create a healthier community, create a healthier environment. And this is the stuff I'm onto. I'm trying to get to the next level and find like-minded individuals that are ready to take the plunge with me. So here we are, Muir Beach. Beautiful, baby. Eucalyptus trees, redwoods all over the place. We got the cypress right here. I did get a tick on my arm, which was like one of the first baby ticks I've seen out here since I've been in the Northeast, which is, they're just everywhere out there. So that's also, it's like we're out in nature, don't get Lyme disease. But that's just, that's just like a funny thing. I don't think that's anything anyone needs to worry about on a real deal scale. So taking our time, getting rid of distraction. What are the ways we're going to actually get rid of distraction, right? So it's like prioritizing, finding out, what are my goals? What am I here for? Who am I? What is my why? What am I on this planet for? What do I have to offer? I mean, that's a huge question in and of itself, right? So if we sit down and say, hey, what are my skills, aptitudes, and assets? What are my passions? Who do I want to help? And what do they need? What are their pain? What's their pain? What are their needs? What are their values? What kind of keywords represent that niche? And I can say, where all those four circles meet is our golden dharma. And that's super powerful, because when we find out what that is, then we're not wandering around aimlessly trying to create a life that someone else has invented for us, and something that, you know, our parents think we should do, or something that we're shooting ourselves that we think we should do, right? So there's so many psychological layers to this, but if we could find out what we're truly here for, then we're creating a life that was actually meant for us. And things start to flow, things start to line up, synchronicities start to emerge, opportunities, things start to open up, and it's like, hey, people are showing up, and people actually want to help me make this happen. I have no idea how this is now happening, but I'm grateful, you know? So that's the first thing, finding out what it is we're here for, who am I, and then it's delineating, getting rid of distraction. Check out the 4-hour work week, check out the productivity planner, check out things that are going to help you eliminate distraction using the 80-20 principle. So we get rid of those things. Hey, you know, is checking Facebook 40 times a day really helping me? Am I a consumer or am I a producer? You know, I had to take a break from Facebook, YouTube, all that stuff, just so I stopped consuming information. I feel like there's no lack of information here. It's just what we practice. There's a lack of practice, right? So what level are we able, you know, it's like, cool, I made the list, I know what I need to do, you know, I've read these 3 books, it's like, I'm ready to go, but like, you know, am I ready to actually take the plunge and practice this stuff every day and implement the daily rituals that are going to make the changes in my life, right? So that's where it really comes into play, and that's where the rubber meets the road, so to speak, because the fear comes up, the uncomfort comes up, because we're starting to step out of our comfort zone, and that's where it gets a little scary. It's like, hey, the ego's like, you trying to change, bro? And then you're like, oh shit, son, I got this other guy inside myself trying to tell me that I'm not good enough, and that I should just stick with my path like I was already doing and stay in my comfort zone, which is actually really uncomfortable. So that's, you know, expect that. That's gonna happen, you know. It's like you start doing what you're supposed to do, and the ego's like, oh, buddy, this is new to us. We don't know this territory. I don't like neuroplasticity. I don't like learning new things. Can we go back to the old way, because I already have these old neurocircuitry pathways organized for you? I don't know. I think that's where we get lost, and that's where we get cranky, and that's where we start to say, hey, are you sitting at my chair at the dinner table? Who moved my cheese? You know, and then you start turning into this grumpy, inflexible person. So we don't want that. Think about that 20 years down the road, if you can continue down that road of like, oh yeah, I just kind of keep going with the same stuff. If you're watching this video, you're probably not that type of person, but the ego's sneaky, and it comes in and it's like, hey, you're doing this self-help stuff, that's good for today, but why don't you just forget about the rest of the stuff you were gonna do? It's like, it tries to sneak in, and it's got all these slimy conversations it'll have with you. So it's good to just be on the outlook for it, be on the watch, keep your eyes peeled, even though that's a very strange expression. So we found out who we are, we've eliminated distraction, right? So turn off your phone, get rid of the phone, get rid of distraction by changing your schedule so that you're not actually at the whim of anyone's like beck and call to you. So if you're like, oh my god, my phone just made a sound, and you're like, oh, I gotta go check that, you know, and you stop writing, you stop doing your art, like that's not gonna work, right? Because then you're constantly short-circuiting your genius. What happens when you short-circuit your genius is you lose train of thought, and then you have to get back on the wheel and get that thing going again. So it's like making more work for ourselves in the long run, and that's not lucrative time-wise, that's not lucrative financially. So the important thing is just to focus on one thing at a time. It's like having a mono meal of your personal passion. Single tasking, that's where it's at. That's the next level shit right there. Single tasking. Get rid of the multitasking, because it's been proven that your brain doesn't do it very well. Women do it better than men, but still, why try and short-circuit your brain so that you're constantly switching tasks? You can never fully complete something. So it's really important to delineate get rid of distraction, prioritize, find out what are the things that are gonna actually help me get to the next level, right? Is making this, artwork here, is making this post here, is making, this flyer for this event. Are all these things like super important, which they may be, or are they kind of like a distraction or some sort of illusion of forward momentum, so to speak? Are they actually causing us to think we're moving forward by creating that illusion? So the 4-Hour Work Week has a lot of information on that and certainly changed the way I think about things. So I would definitely recommend checking that out. After we've done that, we found out who we are, we've delineated from distraction, we've found out what our priorities are. Now it's just about taking action, right? And implementing a daily ritual and practicing that shit every day, right? So it's super easy, 4 steps, right? Find out who you are, what your mission is, get rid of distraction, prioritize, take action. Take action, baby, action. You got this. You are a wonderful, magical being. There's so much you have to give to the world. Imagine that you're on that boat out there and you've just minimized, you've gotten rid of all the distractions. You now are in a place where you're concentrated, and it's like, man, that stuff is a pressure cooker. If you don't allow yourself certain things in your comfort zone that your ego wants to use so that you don't have to do the thing you're meant to do on this planet, things start to pressure cook. So you're like, oh my God, this is crazy, I'm so uncomfortable. Boom. Like the genius comes through. It comes like bubbles down, from the beyond, or just like comes up through our subconscious, and we're like, oh my God, I just had a breakthrough. My brain has been trying to tell me this the whole time, or whatever it was, trying to communicate this genius idea to me, but I've just kind of been putting it off. This shit is real, and that's why meditation is so powerful. I haven't even mentioned that. So just 4 tools, 4 steps for you to get on your path, get on your mission, get rid of distraction. Imagine you're on that boat, you're on this cruise ship, and you've got one priority, and that is your mission, baby. So get on with it. Sending you so much love. This ocean here is just singing to me. I can't believe it. So beautiful. Don't forget to like, subscribe for more videos, because we are going hard. I'm going to try and get you guys to the next level as I work on myself. This is a collaborative, supportive union. Join a group of people who are all on the same path, trying to do the same stuff. We're all trying to support each other here. So let's get together and remind each other who we are, because we are powerful beings with gems and gifts inside of us to offer to the world. So, signing off. Shine bright and ride those waves, baby.